Welcome once again to the 2012 Vintage and Custom Chicago Drum Show. Jim Messina here, VintageDrumsTalk.com. I'm having a blast so far at the show, and I got to tell you, this is the big one. We do this every year, but look at the cast we got this year. The whole lineup, we could hardly fit him into the shot. Bunny Carlos, Mark Cooper, Mike CUROTTO, Joe Luoma, Dave Brown, and we're calling him Peanut here. He's our good friend, a new addition here. We've got an all-star lineup this year, all ready to tell you guys about what's happening in their world of vintage drum collecting. We've got some real surprises. I'll tell you, I don't even know where to start, but I've got a surprise for you too, and we'll show that in just a moment. Mark Cooper, you seem to be holding a drum right there. That looks pretty interesting. What is this? Could you tell us what it's all about? What are you holding there?
On advice of attorney, I have nothing to say.
Okay, turn that mic off.
This is about a 1930. Okay, now it's
Broken 1930.
Yeah.
broken 1934-ish Slingerland Dual, and they had a pretty short run because it seemed like they had copied the Slingerland super sensitive.
Ludwig.
Yeah, what'd I say?
Slingerland.
That's what I said.
Retake.
To make a long story short, which I don't usually do, they had to cease and desist making these, so they're very, very limited amount of these made.
Now, these are some of the things we've covered in our interviews, our studio interviews that we've done about that lawsuit. Now, this badge here, is this different than the half badge one that you brought 2 years ago? Kidding, of course, folks, but we had to trade jibs back here. This finish, what is the story with the finish?
This is just a standard gold sparkle finish that obviously has experienced some stress in its life.
Would this be checking in like lacquer? Or?
Yeah, I'm probably, and I know this came from a northern, up in Connecticut or Massachusetts. Probably taking it in and out of cold to hot temperatures, and
Yeah.
and there you have it.
That's a broken glass sparkle, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys, if you can see this, this is a fantastic drum. We've talked about this on the site, but here it is in person. You can get a good look at this. Very rare, and that's what Mark's noted for, as all these guys are. But Mark deals in this stuff. He has a bit of a collection, right, Mark? But most of your stuff, yeah, a small collection. But he's provided Mike CUROTTO with a lot of good things. Bun, I don't know if you've done deals with Dave before.
Oh, yeah.
This is Bunny Carlos. Everybody, you guys all remember Bunny. Cheap Trick fame, but I know him as my friend and an Uber collector, more in the collecting world.
I have one thing to say real quick. Mike reminded me.
Sure.
This is kind of a rare thing is they stamped the name Dual on the bottom of this, and
I see.
Which is rare. Normally it's what, right
Okay,
here?
let's show that on
The
camera
actually
here.
is right above the
Look at that.
cloud badge.
The
Oh, that's
stamp
right,
is
yeah.
right there. Mm-hmm.
Pay no attention to broken.
Right. That's acceptable.
It's usually above the cloud badge.
Beautiful drum, Mark.
Above the cloud badge,
Now,
yeah.
is this for sale this year, or is this part of your permanent collection?
This is for sale.
This is for sale. Do you
Make
want?
me an offer.
Would you wish to? Do you want to go ahead and hawk that thing if you want to? Unless you sell it today, but if you'd like to put a price on it, that's fine too.
On advice of my attorney.
Right. Okay. Back to Bunny Carlos. Bun, what's going on with you this year? I mean,
Chances are.
when I wear a silly grin.
When I
I'm
wear a
talking
silly
to
dress.
Bunny Carlos now. One year you came to me and you said, "Hey, it's a pink oyster year." Last year you showed me the fantastic
It was a
zebra
zebra
set
year
that you were in
last year.
collaboration with Mark with. What's going on this year?
Well, it's a seafoam green prototype day yesterday. I bought a couple seafoam green prototype Ludwig snare drums. And I also have a sea green Slingerland at the booth. If you're
favorite
interested,
finish.
let me know. And otherwise, it's a social weekend for me this year. I'm kind of messing around. And speaking of pink oyster, Ludwig found a few extra sheets of the Guitar Center pink oyster. And I ordered a kit in that, a new kit. So that'll be kind of neat.
Fantastic.
And otherwise, just messing around, hanging out with the stars here. The
That's
guys
right.
That,
And
the
they
guys who've
are
got the
stars.
knowledge.
I've told you a
know?
million times, you're looking at the stars of collecting right here. These are the guys that you wish you could talk to, but now you can because of Vintage Drum Stock. We talk to them every year. Go
I
ahead.
brought in a handsome drum Mike got from me.
What is that?
And he'll have to tell you because it's his drum.
Was it the terracotta one?
Yeah, very possibly.
That's-
Mike would have to tell you it's his
Mike,
drum.
go ahead and tell them about it once again. We did a little segment, and we want you to hear about this amazing drum once again.
Well, we've been talking about it for a couple of months, and for lack of a better term, he's called it the terracotta. Joe Loma calls it street opal squared.
And I'm going to put that picture up right now on the screen so you can see out there, you can see what we're talking about. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, so I got at the show, we did the deal, and I'm happy it's going to a good home. We'll clean it up, and you'll have your photos soon. And if I could add, the Carrington called me the other day, and he's bringing the same version in a Lady tomorrow
It's
for me.
interesting. Is it Doug and Dave? Doug and
Yeah,
the twins?
Doug's
Doug-
gonna be, Doug's gonna bring it, yeah.
These guys have been around at the show for years, and that,
Yeah,
you know,
I
that's,
know. So we've
I'm
gone-
waiting to see that because,
I know, me too.
yeah, I did. I only thought they made the one company
Well,
made that
that's-
particular.
You know, when I say,
Finish.
when we say it's the only one around, we're not saying it presumptuously, and it could be more. Just
course.
At the moment, there's not. So
The only one known.
yeah, there you
Right,
go. That's
right.
the way, yeah. So the other one known is coming in tomorrow, so you'll see it.
Well, fantastic.
Yeah. So thanks again for the good deal.
Oh, thank you, Mike.
We
This
have,
is the way it is with collectors, guys. These guys are the top guys, and they talk to each other. They're friends. They make deals, you know, and you can do that too. I mean, you don't have to be at this level. If you don't have a ton of money, trade that mediocre stuff you got. That's what it's all about. Just have fun at what you're doing. But if you can, if you got the money, you're in this. You can talk to these guys. They'll deal with you, man. Joe Luoma. We are adding Joe this year. Now,
hello.
you've seen Joe. We've
know.
interviewed him at his booth, and
We're
we're going to.
good time. I tell you, first of all, I had 3 hours sleep last night, so I am ready to ramble.
You've never rambled before on me.
Oh, Jim.
You've had me singing Sonny and Cher songs and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah,
but
we did that. didn't
you're a
we?
little toned
Yeah,
down. But
okay, I have to-
now, when we do these interviews like this, somebody always pulls out some big surprise. Now, yeah, Joe. Now, you know, a lot of kids. You're supposed to be inspiring a lot of young collectors. You see, Joe. Should we ask now, Joe? What's going on here? Joe has brought.
Ludwig.
Show us what you got.
Ludwig. I'll show you what I got. Ludwig, rare. You want rare? Ludwig Acrolite Blue Olive Badge.
Does this have something to do with like the one you showed last year with the factory error in the bag?
No. There's only a few of these out here. Here's a 1936.
Uh-huh.
This is the Ludwig Black Beauty, 1936. They made it 1 year. And probably because of the Depression, I would say, that was it, huh? And this is the first year with the Imperial lug. See, it's the tapped-in Imperial lug.
Yes.
There's no swivel insert
I
in
see.
there.
Yeah.
Tap. Yeah, silver anniversary Black Beauty. Can you see the etching is? It's,
Right. We have the floral design.
yeah, there it is.
Sparse, they call it. I think Aldridge calls it sparse.
You see that hole there, Jim?
What?
That's an inside joke. We're just
Yeah,
just
Joe's
joking.
famous for inside jokes. You'll
Yeah,
all get
okay.
it someday.
But anyway, this drum,
Now-
this has a little history to it. The last person who played this drum was Larry London on a Dolly Parton recording. I believe it was that. I bought this from John Aldridge many years ago. I paid a lot of money, and people said I was foolish to pay that money, but now it was really worth it. So I always tell people if you can afford it, and buy the best you can and the rarest you can.
Yes.
And out of these, Mike, I think there's 3 with gold hardware, and there's 1 with chrome hardware.
yeah.
Mike has the one with chrome hardware. There's 3 with gold hardware. One of them is a 6.5 by 14 with the gold hardware. That's the only one known. The other 2, this is a standard, and the other one I have, I don't know, should I have said that? The other one is a super.
Yes,
Super, not
okay.
a super sensitive. The super sensitive would have the wires under the top also.
Right.
Back then they called it the super.
Right.
In the 60s it turned into the super sensitive. And then there's the 5th one from Clay. Bunny has one, and that's the one that Adrian.
Restored.
Adrian restored that for you. Do you still have
It
that?
was a train wreck, and Adrian Kirschler took it and brought it back to life and made it look real again. It had been replated and messed with and just generally abused.
Now, when you do have Adrian do plating for you, I understand he gives the option. Do you want it to look new or aged? Did you ask him to make it look aged? Or
Yeah,
what
you ask what you want, yeah, you know, what your end goal is, and you just wanted to restore it to the way it was supposed to look. And Clay did that. Clay Foucault did it with him, and then Clay called me up and got a bug up his parts about getting a 6.5 engraved Black Beauty, and so we did business and did a swap and some dough changed hands and stuff, and I figured I'll never find a real one, real untouched one, so I got the touched one, and it looks good.
That's
The
amazing.
thing with Adrian,
John Candy?
this thing he does with shells is before he re-blackens the shell, he puts this rouge or something in all the engravings, so the engraving is not retouched.
It protects the
And,
engraving, okay.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to re-etch it.
Does he have a way to make, he explains it sometimes if you get a quote from him to make it pop. Does he do something after the clay to
No,
No,
because
it just-
when the shell's buffed to the brass,
I see.
the engraving's brass, so
Uh-huh.
he puts that rouge or red putty or something.
Yeah.
And then when he re-blackens it, the rouge it doesn't go through the rouge. Then he takes the rouge or whatever that stuff is,
Right.
and the original engraving's there, because the original engraving's brass, right?
Sheesh.
Down to the brass.
Now, let's put a rating on this. I mean, how would you guys rate this particular drum? I see, slight, do we call this pitting? Isn't it?
Freckles, I call them.
Yeah, freckles, okay.
A little bit of freckles, not much though.
White paint on it originally.
No, this one probably, some of them didn't.
But of the ones you've
Yeah.
seen, I mean, where does this fit
So
into
well, the other one has the white.
It does.
And some don't.
'Cause all
Have
the-
you heard that, Bunny?
No?
Because Aldrich told me, that's what even, I
I
don't know.
think the
maybe.
ones with the
What do you
art
think,
gold,
Mike?
the art gold, I think had the like that, and I thought didn't the black one have art gold? It's not the classic gold like this.
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know, Mike.
Not
Yeah.
totally sure on that.
Well,
The
this is-
badges are right near
These,
the-
yeah, since there's only, it's a one-year production, and like, what are the 14 Slingerland Black Beauties? And there are 5 of these, right? Yeah,
I know.
We're
we
talking
don't-
rare.
Yeah.
yeah.
And this is the kind of stuff Joe comes up with. I mean, this is what I mean, guys. These people are just top collectors. They come up with the very best things. I don't know how they do it. I don't know if, like in Bunny's case, he probably gets a lot of people calling him, you've been in this forever, right?
I'm accessible. People can find me, and so yeah, and
Yeah.
they know my name. So
Sure.
Sometimes someone will sell me something because they think it's neat that I'm buying it, which is fine by me. But then
Yeah.
sometimes you got to pay rock star prices to get
Right.
something. That door swings both ways.
Do you ever do third party say, like have somebody else buy something for you just to get around that?
Yeah, I don't bid under my own name on
Yeah.
eBay. When they used to identify bids and stuff,
Uh-huh.
I'd have someone else bid for me.
It's a network too. We have all
Well, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
people call or tell each other about. I mean,
That's the magic
the drum I'm getting from the Carringtons, he told me he put in a good word for me. So
Yeah, well, see, that's good.
Yeah, I see.
You're helping each other out, and I love that. So this is an ultra rare drum. I've never seen one. You blew me away last year with the Slingerland Black Beauty when we talked about that
Oh,
story.
yeah, yeah.
And this is just fantastic.